You know, there's a moment in every system where noise becomes dangerous. Not because it's wrong, not because it's true, but because it refuses to stop. Now, don't misunderstand me. This is not about ideology. It's not about a defense. It's not an indictment. It's merely an observation about behavior under pressure and what that behavior exposes in a dystopian society. And yes, as you can tell by the thumbnail, as a case study, I'm talking about Candace Owens.
Verification complete. Please proceed.
Most people disengage when consequences appear. Don't believe me? Look at any sitting politician right now. They pivot, they deflect, they soften their stance, they issue clarifications, or they just go quiet for now. And that is the unspoken rule of modern power. You are allowed to speak until the fire shows itself. Then after that, silence is framed as maturity. Candace Owens does not follow that rule. Candace Owens, love her or hate her, is a habitual line stepper, and dare I say, someone we need in a political climate such as ours. She does not stop when you warn her. She does not stop when you criticize her. She does not stop when the cost becomes explicit. She keeps digging and she keeps talking while she digs. To this day, I have no idea why any American citizen, let alone Candace Owens, would give a damn about a French president and his spouse. They're not a monarchy, which Americans are ever enamored by. So what was this all about? The extended investigation, the public insistence. What was it for? What was the point? And then when the lawsuit from a sitting foreign leader came to her inbox, she kept going. Most public figures would stop right there. They'd pivot, they'd retreat. Not her. She doubled down loudly, no surrender, no retreat, just loud with it. Legal pressure existed to stop her. And normally it works. But when it doesn't, it tells us something very important. It doesn't tell us something about truth, not about righteousness, but about compulsion. See, warnings are normally serve as stop signs. But then you have some people who see them as confirmation that they're close to something worth uncovering. And this matters not because her claims are right or wrong, but because she continued even after the fire became visible. Has anyone seen MTG lately? Marjorie? Miss Green? You okay out there? But I digress. Anyways. Now, Miss Owens has found a new target. Same behavior, same sustained scrutiny, same cease and desist issued, same continued public investigation. This is not France. This is not ideology. This is someone who does not disengage when the system signals enough is enough. Erica Kirk, you are not safe right now. Have you noticed that when Candace Owens digs, she digs until the resistance appears? Resistance confirms proximity. She doesn't dig forever just until consequences arise. She's never silent because silence would erase the record. You see, fire is not the point. And no one is deliberately making a martyr out of themselves for shits and giggles. Lawsuits, reputational damage, exile, these are all predictable outcomes. But what matters is her refusal to disengage. In dystopian societies, Candace Owens and other squeaky wheels like her are not liabilities. They're assets, not because they're right, not because they're careful or even admirable. They're assets because systems that depend on silence become weak by people who refuse to disengage once pressure is applied. Dystopias do not fear disagreement. They fear persistence. We don't have to admire the dig to understand its function. We don't have to defend her conclusions to recognize the pattern. What matters is what the system does when someone does not stop, and what it quietly trains the rest of us to do. Dystopias don't survive just on force, but they also survive on silence. When everyone goes quiet too early, the fire spreads unseen. That's why they're not talking about those files. So this is not about whether Candace Owens should keep digging. It's about whether we would keep digging. If the fire reached us, our reputations, our livelihoods, our safety, would we stop speaking? Or would we keep singing? Not to be saved, not to be praised, but just so that there's a record that we were here together and didn't all go quiet at the same time. That is the question. And in a dystopian society, it's really the only one that matters.